while since the last video here on the Not Just Sawdust channel. We enjoyed a nice holiday in the Alentejo. Spent a lot of time around the city of Campo Mayor, which we really like, and the van performed well except for the fact that there is still a problem with our headlights. They just come on and off whenever they want, and sometimes they don't want to go out when we stop the engine, and sometimes even the engine won't stop and I have to take the relay out to stop it. So yeah, there's still some issues with the van itself, with the electrics of the motor, but we're going to get that sorted out. But all the things that we built into the van are working perfectly. I promised to do a review on all the equipment. Now, the first thing that really doesn't work is this router. This router is a failure. It doesn't recognize any card, so the antenna on the roof and this router was just, well, something we bought but useless. But we bought a little dongle and that's how we got the internet, and that works fine. But we've got to find a replacement for this one. As for the charger, the solar panels, the battery, the lithium battery, everything works well. We never have to use any landline to charge. Not a problem at all, and it really worked well. And now we're at the front of our house, just returned, and well, batteries keep full of course, because we don't use anything, but it seems to trickle down, keep the battery full. I don't know whether I should turn everything off. I could, but for now maybe we will do a trip again when the weather is nicer, so the van is always ready just to go. We just have to take our clothes and we can drive off, so it's always ready to go on the next trip. The little kitchen works well. We don't use it that much because when the weather is nice we just take the table out and on the back and use everything outside. But yeah, in the early mornings when it's cold, making a coffee here with the pump that's working, with the water, with the sink, everything works fine. The only thing we haven't used because we were on the campsite was the Boxio toilet. So I can't give you a review on that. Maybe it's not that important, but yeah, we bought it, it's in here, so maybe in the future I can tell you more about that. All the little lights work fine. They're just on the batteries, but they last for months on a little battery. The good thing is our little fans that we have here on the back. We can just get the I'll see if I can reach that now. Come on, like that. And what it helped to do is that our dog likes to be in the back now when we drive. We've got these two little fans on, so it's nice and cool back here, and that makes it really good because we want to change the couch we have, or the double seat we have in the front, so that we can walk through this to the front. But we still have that in there because the dog is always sitting in the front next to Miriam. But now she likes to be on the bed on the back. So with these little two fans, that's making it nice and cool. We used them on the campsite more or less the whole day, just to keep the airflow in, and that really worked well. we didn't have to use that little tiny air conditioning unit we have that you have to fill with water. So this little fans absolutely work well, and just on the 5-volt USB sockets perfectly. So there's not much more to say about whatever we build in. The sky roof, the skylight works well. We had a lot of rain the last few days. Nothing's leaking. We had storms. Everything's fine. And because we can put on the little ventilator that I made in the back of the van, which sucks out the air, if I put that on, I don't know, 2 hours a day or something, it even keeps the moisture out of the van. So you open the roof like just a centimeter, and the air flows in here, and it keeps really nice and dry. So I'm just gonna leave you with some of the footage that we made, and I guess it's time to start on projects again. It's a big mess in the workshop at the moment. I am cutting up all the wood that I think I don't need to use anymore. I do that once a year, but this time it's really a lot, and I'm going to be rigorous about it. Just think anything that's warped or too small, or for some reason I think I don't going to use that anymore, it's going to end up in the wood burner this winter. Firewood became very expensive, so whatever I can cut up I just use for the wood burner. Somehow you need to clean up at some point, and there's too much stuff in the workshop that takes up too much space, so we're really going to do a really big cleanup. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the footage that we made with our cameras. Oh, that's one thing. The camera really works well. So there's 2 cameras at the front, 1 at the back, but they didn't work straight away. They kept going on and off and on and off. So I had to take this panel out when we were at the campsite and change the connection. It was delivered with a 12-volt cigarette light plug, which I built in here and just put it in. I thought that would work, but it didn't. But it also came with like a special regulator when you put it up to 12 volts straight away. And the whole thing is that the lithium battery goes up to about 13.8 volts, and that it never gets down much, so it's always delivering that kind of voltage. And I think the cigarette lighter is like at a bit less, like 12.8 or something. So I think that was the problem, because when we changed it and put that little regulator in, well, the footage is fine and it's in HD. I need to find a way to get it in front of the windscreen a bit more down, like a few centimeters down, so you don't see the edges of the windscreen. But yeah, to make any footage to just to record where we are and what we do, yeah, works pretty good, and we're happy with that. And in fact, the rear view camera is also a benefit when you're parking and doing things like that. So it actually is an extra feature on it that works well. Luckily we didn't have to use the emergency lights on the top, but we tried them out at the campsite in the dark, and it's like the whole campsite was lighted with orange blinking lights. So they are really giving a lot of light. So whenever we would have a problem alongside the road, you just put them on, and there's nobody that's going to oversee you. We had this problem once, and then we're parked on a pretty narrow road when we had our flat tire when we came back from Spain, and then it's pretty dangerous to change your tire when people can't see you until they're like really close to you. So that problem is solved with these blinking lights, these LED lights on the top. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you follow us on the next steps. It's going to be some stuff in the workshop, going to clean up a lot. Maybe I'll make a video about when it's clean, do some workshop tour or something, and then it's going on to other projects. And there are a few ideas that has come to our minds during this holiday. You got time to think, time to see how life is going, and maybe it's time to change a few things. So from the Lonesome Hill, at the logo.